embryos.
What do you think is the possibility that intelligent design might turn out to be the answer to some issues in genetics or in evolution?
It could come about in the following way. It could be that at some earlier time, somewhere in the universe, a civilization evolved by probably some kind of Darwinian means to a very, very high level of technology and designed a form of life that they seeded onto perhaps this planet. And I suppose it's possible that you might find evidence for that if you look at the details of biochemistry, molecular biology. You might find a signature of some sort of designer.
Wait a second. Richard Dawkins thought intelligent design might be a legitimate pursuit?
And that designer could well be a higher intelligence from elsewhere in the universe.
So Professor Dawkins was not against intelligent design, just certain types of designers, such as God.
Welcome back, everyone. I wanted to give you guys an update of what has been going on and show you some of the things we've come across since the last time we have talked. And one of those things is some just sad desperation when it comes to controlling information that we find using these simple search engines. And I'm going to show you one. The first one I came across was when I was trying to look up a picture of a person because I was doing something with a presentation that required just a picture of a human or a person. And for some reason, I typed the word human, and I'll show you what that pulls up. When you type in human, it pulls up pretty much everything except for humans. When you're looking for that particular topic, it's kind of like the shape of the earth. It pulls up anything but humans and shows you all of the same bogus animations that we have no proof of. And there are no humans. There's the transhumans, the artificial intelligent humans, this thing here, whatever that is, and whatever this is. Rarely do you actually see a human here. Looks like the closest thing we get. Then of course, the human anatomy, they show the cartoons and stuff like that. But rarely do you see humans. There's some weird shaped head human right there. No offense to that guy. That does not look real, but it could be. And this, yet again, sort of the monkey people fraud. They got more of that here and here. See how much of that we have. Another monkey, human. Oh, look how similar they are. Monkey skull. Couple humans. Whatever this thing is some art project, I'm sure. This nonsense again. Like, I was just looking for human and clicked images, and this is what pops up. Somebody sniffing their armpits. I don't know what's human about that. I guess that is kind of human. Here's some more statues. When you can't find proof, you make statues. You make things like this. The missing links. The beloved missing links that seem to always fall through. But you start scrolling down, that is definitely not a human. No, I'm just kidding. Poor guy. Soul to soul, and then that happened to him. Horrible turn of events. This little thing here, but definitely not a lot of humans. More of this stuff. Someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Look at these things. I mean, I wanted to find a human and ended up finding out how desperate they are to push a narrative. So desperate that they repeat the same lies when you pull this stuff up. And here we have look, it's the Ernst Haeckel, the super racist guy. I'll show you what happened in terms of that guy, Ernst Haeckel. We've talked about him before. He's the one with the fraudulent embryo drawings. And I spoke out to my department. We were going over how we're going to pace the rest of our lessons, and that brought up evolution, one of the last things they're supposed to cover. And of course, I saw on their presentation those fake embryo drawings from Ernst Haeckel. You've probably seen them. I'm going to pull them up. And we've talked about these quite a bit. These have been disproven as far as evidence of anything because they were fraudulent. And when you pull them up, that's not going to be the first thing that, of course, Google shows you. But they look nothing like real embryos, when you compare actual embryos, they look nothing like his drawings. I will show you a comparison. Let me just type in Heikel embryo drawing fraud, see what that pulls up. So here you see what those embryos look like in the early stages compared to actual embryos, or his drawings rather, look like when you compare them. He would have had to have just cut these things all to pieces to make them look this way, and they look nothing like his drawings. Yet again, 100 years down the road, they are still being used, and in presentations, I know for a fact because my department was about to use them, and I said, you might not want to use those. They are not accurate at all. Of course, no one really listened to me, so I sent an email showing them things like this, as well as the super race propaganda he pumped out in Nazi Germany that led to a mistreatment of a lot of different types of people because they weren't the air quote super race that his drawings depicted. Let me just pull it up real quick. And here is his evolution chart with number 1, the super race being number 1. Then you have your Asian, of course, and it goes downhill from there where you have like your ape man transition in front of African Americans. They're not even the next thing on the chart of his super race ideology. And then you go way down and you can see Jews are like way down here. And that was something that people actually used to push forward their agenda with the super race narrative. His work was influential back then. It was extremely influential, well published, sold lots of copies of his work, and that's why there's one of the reasons why they're still in books today, and led to some very sad things like the Oda Benga incident at the Bronx Zoo in 1906. Yes, this is a child in the zoo with a monkey, and that's why false science is so dangerous. Why would they lie? Because people have evil intentions. This guy was not a scientist. One of the evolutionists that worked with him said that. He said this guy bases his theories on what he wants to believe about race and not actually science. That's not an exact quote, but it's something like that. And so the department finally agreed, after I woke them up to this, that we need to use real pictures of embryos, and that's where I found some more weird stuff. Let's see what happens when I try to find a rabbit embryo, because that was one of the creatures on the list. And what do you know? Ernst Haeckel drawing, his drawing, a representation of it. That's all you see, trying to find real rabbit embryos. It's not impossible. You just have to be creative with your search, but I thought that search would pull something up other than this, but they don't want this to not be used in schools, so that's all they're going to show you. Different versions of it. You have the original, and then someone who redrew this stuff, and eventually, occasionally, you might find some actual rabbit embryos and some people holding them. That's kind of weird. But those embryo drawings everywhere. Here it is again. And look, he poses our arms. There's a human. He poses the arms exactly the same. That's part of the trick there when you look at it. But yeah, these drawings all throughout the search. Let's try to see if we can find fish embryos. See if it does the same thing. Oh, there they are. Surprise, surprise. Oh, look, there's something that actually is not his drawing. Wow. Imagine that. Embryologist actually took pictures and somehow it slipped through the radars of Google. I'm actually shocked that wasn't there the other day. They must have heard me doing this video and decided to put out some real pictures. But look at that. There it is again. And again, again, and again. But they're everywhere. And teachers don't always know they've been lied to. They love the wisdom of this world just like I did and repeat it. They weren't evil in their intentions to share that with the kids. They thought that since it was in books when they were little, that it's still relevant today. It's not. And I know that our children are watching this stuff all day long, and it's impacting the way they are, the way they talk, just like rap music and stuff was doing over the past decades. And so, got to be vigilant and watch out for these little ones who are extremely impressionable right now. They are being exposed to a lot of the lies that we were, and We don't have long. As you can see, there are a lot of end time things happening, the prophecies unfolding of Revelation and throughout the Bible. It's extremely important that you know what warnings we've been given in regards to the end times, what's going to happen, what we need to look out for, what the real return is going to look like compared to the false scenarios. So I will do that hopefully very soon. You guys are awesome. We miss you. I'm hoping to do a live hangout very soon. Got a lot going on right now, and I'm trying to plan right now our next meetup for the locals, and I am looking at Memorial Day weekend so that people can travel and have more time off instead of feeling rushed. If there's people that drive 3 or 4 hours, they can stay the night. Last time we had a lot of people do that, and I had our meetup on a Sunday, and that was not convenient for you guys. I'm really not sure how I'm going to structure it yet. I would like to make it a 2-day type of meetup where you have that option. You don't have to. If you're local and you just want to come one day, you can. But for those who are staying the night, it would make it worth your while to wake up and get together and have fellowship again, simply because time flies so fast when we have these things. I can't explain the time warp that was created at our last one. It was like people started showing up, and then all of a sudden it was time to go. It was something I had yet to experience in terms of time just flying when you're having fun. So hoping to have the next one and for it to be more spirit-filled and people testifying and sharing their stories and all sorts of cool stuff. So I'm looking forward to it, hoping it will happen. I don't know if the Father has different plans. We'll see. But I'm hoping that will happen. So we love you. We'll see you soon. Take care and stay ready.